Michael Oher, a name known by millions. A hero on the field, a fighter in life. But long before the NFL lights and cheering crowds, he was just a boy, lost in a world that never gave him a chance. This is not just a football story. This is the story of survival, hope, and the power of love. Michael Oher was born on May 28, 1986, in the heart of Memphis, Tennessee, a city known for music and soul but also burdened with poverty and crime. Michael's early life was defined by neglect, abandonment, and instability. His mother, Denise Oher, struggled with addiction, and his father was frequently in prison. The Oher household was overcrowded, chaotic, and devoid of basic necessities. Michael's earliest memories include going days without food, shivering in a broken-down home, and escaping the harshness of reality by wandering the streets alone. By age 7, he had been taken into foster care, the first of many transitions. He was moved from one foster family to another, some kind and some not. School was hardly a priority. He often missed classes and was held back multiple times. Despite his tall stature and quiet presence, Michael felt invisible, but within him was a survival instinct, a refusal to disappear. As the years passed, Michael became numb to change. Foster care, shelters, temporary homes, unfamiliar beds. They were all he knew, but what remained consistent was his size. At a young age, Michael towered over his peers. Still, his heart remained tender, his words few and his needs basic: a meal, a warm place to sleep, and someone who cared. He didn't ask for much. He didn't complain. He simply endured. Michael's education was patchy. By the time he was 15, he had attended over 10 different schools, often arriving mid-semester. With no records or support, teachers found it easier to ignore him than help him. His reading level was equivalent to a second grader. He would sit in the back of classrooms, silent and unsure, while the world went on without him. The school system, overworked and underfunded, did little to catch him before he fell. But in 2002, a coach named Hugh Freeze at Briarcrest Christian School in Memphis noticed Michael's potential. Freeze advocated for him to join their school despite his poor grades. This decision, and the community that followed, would become a turning point. At Briarcrest, Michael struggled academically but began to find refuge in structure. He was given extra help, tutors, and encouragement, things he had never known. He didn't blossom overnight. There were still nights he didn't know where he would sleep. He often crashed at friends' couches or spent nights wandering. But each day at school was a new chance, one that he never had before. It was here that he met Sean and Lee and Tui, a wealthy Christian family with 2 children of their own. They noticed Michael, often alone and quiet, and one cold night, they did something no one else had done. They stopped and they cared. Lee and Tui, strong-willed and full of southern fire, saw through Michael's silence. She saw his heart. The Tuis welcomed Michael into their home, not just for a night, but eventually as a permanent member of their family. With their help, Michael began to experience normalcy. He had a bed, meals, clothing, and more importantly, love and attention. The Tuis helped him catch up academically, hired private tutors, and introduced him to faith, discipline, and structure. Michael's grades improved, his confidence grew, and on the football field, his physical abilities combined with his mental growth created a powerhouse. Coaches took notice. Recruiters from all over the country began to line up. But more than the scouts and stats, Michael had found something he had always longed for: a family. The Tuis eventually became his legal guardians. But more than paperwork, they gave him a future. Lee, and especially, fought for Michael every day, pushing teachers, defending him from judgment, and demanding excellence from him and for him. Michael's senior year was a whirlwind. He had transformed from an academically failing student to an honor roll athlete. College football programs from across the nation wanted him. But there was only one place he wanted to go: Ole Miss, where his new family had roots. But choosing Ole Miss wasn't without controversy. The NCAA launched an investigation, questioning whether the Tuohys had adopted Michael just to steer him toward their alma mater. It was a stressful time, but Michael kept his composure. Eventually, the investigation concluded with no wrongdoing. Michael earned his place fair and square. At Ole Miss, Michael played as an offensive tackle and quickly rose to fame. He earned All-American honors and national attention, but he didn't just play. He studied. He worked hard. He proved he was more than just his size. In 2009, the moment arrived. Michael entered the NFL draft. The Baltimore Ravens selected him in the first round, 23rd overall. A moment of tears, celebration, and awe. For a boy who had nothing, the dream was now real. Michael's career soared. He played for the Ravens, then the Tennessee Titans, and later the Carolina Panthers. In 2013, he won the Super Bowl with the Ravens. His story became a national sensation. In 2006, author Michael Lewis wrote The Blind Side, and in 2009, a movie adaptation starring Sandra Bullock brought the story to the world. Bullock won an Oscar, and Michael Oher became a household name. But fame had a price. Michael often felt misunderstood, reduced to a stereotype. He said in interviews that he didn't feel like the movie told his whole story, but he stayed focused on the kids he could inspire. After retiring, Michael launched the Making It Happen Foundation, aimed at helping underprivileged youth. He traveled, gave speeches, wrote his own book, and became an advocate for children in the foster system. He said, "I know what it feels like to be alone, to be forgotten. I want to be the person I once needed." His legacy became bigger than football. It became about heart. Michael Oher's story isn't just about rags to riches. It's about the power of resilience, the importance of a helping hand, and the truth that no child is beyond saving. He wasn't just protected on the football field. He became a protector in life. Michael Oher's story reminds us that no matter where you come from, you can still rise above. If this story touched your heart, do one small thing that can change someone else's world, like this video to help it reach more people. Subscribe for more real-life stories of hope and grit. Comment below. What's one obstacle you've overcome in life? And remember, sometimes all it takes is one chance, one voice, one family to rewrite